Welcome to the Nevis newscast for Wednesday, August 12th, 2020. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson.
Based on discussions with stakeholders in the tourism sector, it is expected that should things go as predicted, we shall be ready to open our borders by October 2020.
Prime Minister, the Honourable Dr. Timothy Harris, made that announcement on Tuesday, August 11th, explaining that the decision was reached after extensive dialogue with the relevant stakeholders, including the National Emergency Operations Centre, health experts, and the business community represented by the St. Kitts and Nevis Chamber of Industry and Commerce.
At our major hotels are committed to St. Kitts and Nevis, and airlines are showing high interest in bringing their passengers to our shores. Confidence in the business community remains good. This is due largely to our excellent management of the economy prior to COVID-19, which saved lives and kept our citizens and residents safe. Foreign investors are showing high interest in doing business here in St. Kitts and Nevis. And of course, as a responsible government, we are encouraging them to do so.
Prime Minister Harris, along with Minister of Labour, the Honourable Wendy Phipps, was scheduled to meet with the management of Four Seasons Resort, Nevis, on Wednesday, August 12th. Similar meetings have been held with the management and the staff of hotels on St. Kitts. At his Tuesday, August 11th press conference, Prime Minister, the Honourable Dr. Timothy Harris, announced the appointment of 3 ambassadors to the government of St. Kitts and Nevis.
In order for our country and people to benefit from the talents, experience and skills of some of our most effective former ministers, my government has engaged the services of Messrs. Vance Amery and Ian Liebert. We have also engaged Kevin Williams. Mr. Williams is an experienced engineer and former captain in the St. Kitts and Nevis Defence Force, with training in wide areas of interest to national security, project conception, and management. They will all be designated ambassadors and will provide support to the government as a whole and to the office of the Prime Minister and Deputy Prime Minister on a range of matters relating to regional and international affairs, the CBI, special projects, public sector reform, rural and sustainable development, public infrastructure, utilities, alternative energy, and public policy issues.
Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, the Honourable Dr. Timothy Harris. Minister of Environment, the Honourable Spencer Brand, recently gave an update on the Fort Charles Reclamation and Protection Project. He was at the time addressing the audience at the August 6th NIA Town Hall meeting at the Albertha Payne Community Centre in Bath Village.
A few months ago, we would have had some consultant here from Jamaica who would have done some data collection in the Bath Village area, speaking to persons in the community. They would have done some investigation offshore and at the facility, and they would have presented to the ministry the data collection report, which was done by Smith Warner International Limited out of Jamaica, and Environmental Solutions Limited, also out of Jamaica, funded by the United Nations Development, UNDP.
In January, the consultants conducted an environmental impact assessment, which included a public consultation with the residents of Bath Village and other stakeholders.
We have in our possession the data collection report on the Fort Charles property. This report will give some guidance as to what exactly we will do with the Fort Charles. It will give some guidance as to how we will approach that project. It will also give us some idea as to what the costing would be when we decide to move forward with that particular project. It is of some urgency because the area of the Bad Village and the surroundings of the fort continue to be eroded, and we do not necessarily want to wake up one morning and realize that the fort has fallen into the sea. So it is of some urgency, and we are hoping that we can access some financing to have that project done in short order.
The historical Fort Charles and its environs have been severely eroded over time by the rise in sea level. The purpose of the intervention is to address the erosion at Fort Charles Headland and prevent further loss of the archaeological site by seawater actions. The Kingdom of Morocco is offering 20 academic scholarships to citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis for postgraduate studies. This scholarship program will be offered for the academic year 2020 to 2021. The deadline for submission of applications to the Ministry of Human Resources in the Nevis Island Administration is Friday, August 14th, 2020. For guidance, including application information, eligibility, conditions of admission, and the registration process, contact Shanola Murray-Gill or Ronnie Williams at the Ministry of Human Resources, Nevis Island Administration at 469-5521, extension 5163 or 5164. Still to come.
If you go to court and the court rule that you have to pay the money, then you have between $500 and $5,000 to pay.
The details after this break. Welcome back. As investigations into the shooting death of 24-year-old Dylan White continue, the police is making a plea to members of the public for their assistance.
We have had a murder last week, and I'm appealing to all persons who may have information, who can assist us in our investigation, to share that information. You can be anonymous, or if you want, you can call one of our various numbers and come and speak to us. You can even speak to me as well.
The shooting incident occurred sometime after 8 p.m. on August 4th, 2020 at Stuart Williams Drive. Preliminary inquiries revealed that White was sitting in a yard when unknown assailants shot him about his body. He was pronounced dead at the scene by the district medical officer. The crime scene department processed the scene and items of evidential value were collected. Anyone who may have information in relation to this incident should call the Violent Crimes Unit in Nevis at 469-5269, 668-0636 or the nearest police station. Under the new Emergency Powers COVID-19 regulations, a fixed penalty notice or ticket may be issued to a person seen in public without a face mask. The statutory rules and orders number 38 of 2020 took effect on August 8th.
A fixed penalty notice by a police officer in accordance with these regulations shall be lawful notice that the person is charged with commission of an offense, and that a complaint will be made against that person in respect thereof, requiring him or her to either pay the fixed penalty of $500 within 10 business days or to appear at the court specified in the notice on the day and at the hour stated therein to answer the said complaint. So if you fail to pay the fixed penalty, then you will have your day in court to show why you should not pay that. And if you go to court and the court rule that you have to pay the money, then you have between $500 and $5,000 to pay.
Public places include shopping centers, supermarkets, pharmacies, banks, utility departments, bars, drinking places, restaurants, hotels, schools and other educational institutions, hospitals, churches or other religious establishments, public transportation, community centers, government offices and public markets.
Where the person not wearing the mask is under the age of 18, juvenile, and over the age of 3 years, the parent or guardian of that person may be charged with an offense. The person may be taken into the nearest police station and be held there until released to a parent or guardian.
Superintendent Lyndon David, commander of the Nevis Division of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force. The Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force is now recruiting new officers. Persons applying must have at least 4 Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate (CSEC) passes, including English, have excellent written, oral, and interpersonal skills, have a high level of physical fitness, be 18 to 35 years of age, be willing to submit to security vetting, including taking a polygraph examination, and pass a medical examination. Having a driver's license is an asset. Each application must be submitted along with 2 recent testimonials, academic certificates, curriculum vitae, and a copy of the applicant's birth certificate. Application forms and scanned copies of the documents should be sent via email to Force Personnel Office at police.kn or clifford.govia at police.kn. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Thank you for viewing.